What's going on, Marketing 458? This is Peyton Weisman with Group 4. For our book report, we read Sales Management Simplified by Mike Weinberg. So, Sales Management Simplified is a sales book revolving around the idea that in today's world, so many salespeople are presented with so much noise from various types of new techniques and sales gadgets, as well as having the idea that everything is consistently changing. This leaves salespeople in search every day for new answers on how to increase their performance rather than taking a look back at their fundamental techniques of sales. Mike Weinberg's two primary goals in writing Sales Management Simplified were to bluntly express how so many sales organizations are failing to deliver the desired results. The second being to present a simple and effective framework that will increase the success within sales management. Weinberg expresses how chapters 1 through 16 serve as a wake-up call on what many organizations believe to be a sales problem actually end up being a leadership and culture problem, while chapters 17 through 26 focus on a simple and successful sales framework that can be easily implemented to any organization. This framework can be used as a guideline to bring exceptional results to your sales team. The key message in Sales Management Simplified is that developing a high-performance sales culture is absolutely critical to a team's success. Sales managers must prioritize high-value tasks, prepare and value their team, and work strategically to achieve goals. Weinberg's three distinct categories to sales management that he focuses on is sales leadership and culture, talent management, as well as the sales process. So, sales leadership and culture. Within sales leadership and culture, Weinberg addresses key factors that exemplify strong leadership, as well as a team that holds unity. Examples being one-on-one meetings every week with your sales reps, how to run a strong sales meeting, as well as a system to account for progression and sales management accountability. Talent management. So, going into talent management, that is a critical aspect in having a successful sales management. The four main points of talent management include placing the right people in the right roles, retain the top producers, remediate or replace underperformed sales reps, as well as recruiting competitive salespeople. And then lastly, the sales process. The sales process is a foundation of everything a sales team does, a set of simple, clearly defined steps of communications between a company and its prospects. In Chapter 14, Weinberg presents a form of pipeline management that focuses on the efficiency of time, claiming time is our most precious limited resource, and most sellers are not very intentional about where they spend that resource. So while reading this book, I noticed many similarities within the topics and viewpoints that were relevant to the inbound sales certification for HubSpot that we completed earlier in the semester. Both the book and certification touch on important factors contributing to successful sales management, such as the sales process, how to make successful hires, and how to have sales training that both benefit the manager as well as the sales rep. Both Weinberg and HubSpot certification touch on the importance of interviewing, while HubSpot focuses on the development of successful hiring process that weeds out bad sales hires. Weinberg goes into specific detail on important questions to ask during the hiring interview. These specific questions give great insight to the type of person being interviewed, as well as if they would benefit the sales team.
Hi, my name is Kay Stewart. As a partner of Peyton previously mentioned, Weinberg's three distinct categories of sales management focuses on sales leadership and culture, talent management, and the sales process. Today, I'll be focusing on two of those, which are sales leadership and culture and the talent management. To begin, sales leadership and culture. Sales managers face numerous problems coming from companies, superiors, and corporate culture. To simplify these problems and make big issues smaller and easier to chew, they should focus on leadership and corporate culture to influence better and higher sales rather than breaking down individual marketing sales tactics. In simpler words, managers need to think big picture. One way of doing so is training the sales force with the mindset of selling a story, which is the best way to get the attention of interested people. To dive deeper into selling a story, please think back to the 6 pitches we did individual products on in September. The first one was the one-worded pitch, which incorporates an emphasizing effect on the value of a product or service you want to highlight by focusing your entire sales pitch around that one word. The next was the question pitch, where you would ask your audience a question and then present them with an answer, which was in fact you and the value that you are selling. Following this was the rhythm pitch, which highlights on people's memorization and inner childhood charm by using rhyme and song to send a message. The subject line, which is a specific email or online communication focused. Here you get the attention of your audience by being direct, customer interest focused, and intriguing. To piggyback on this concept is the Twitter pitch, where you want to relay your message in a phrase or sentence that is simple to read and understand, easy to agree with, and easy to repost. To circle back to Weinberg's emphasis on sales representatives having a storytelling mindset, you can use the Pixar pitch, which is a way for a sales representative to tell a quick story that uses the basic pairing of a problem and a solution. In turn, it catches the attention of your audience and sells them on the solution that you are offering through a lighthearted storyline. Moving on to the culture of a corporation, if a manager performs poorly, then their team will perform poorly as well. So that could possibly snowball into a bigger issue. A leader deals with building a sales orientation corporation culture, conducting strategic planning, setting goals, and explaining team accountability. So to create a positive sales culture within all of that, they have to identify the positions, values, goals, and practices that the professionals in your organization share with each other. With that, carefully monitoring the performance of the industry and define a common goal across the enterprise to create unity and camaraderie within the organization. With all that being said, the idea of creating a healthy and productive corporate culture leads into Weinberg's talent management. So leaders should create a sales plan that identifies the actions, strategies, and goals of each team member and induce training to incorporate those strategies and goals into the sales reps' pitches. Without the goal identification process and training, problems can arise, and one of them being the sales reps can focus too much on products and their characteristics rather than focusing on the concerns and the needs of the customer. With that, a possible outcome is turning customers off and away from the product or organization as a whole. Therefore, managers must recruit the most talented professionals they can find and do everything to maximize their potential through proper training. Once training, managers must put the right people in the right place. With similar to market segmentation and fitting consumers with people like them and pitching them a marketing concept that they'll find appealing, managers need to find the right salesperson with the right market and product so sparks fly and deals close. They also need to keep the best. So managers need to keep their sellers motivated to maximize profits, goals, awards, with compensation, and overall appreciation. As a manager myself, simply recognizing my staff's efforts and good work goes a long way. With all that being said, Weinberg also emphasizes that there are no magic pills. Sales supervisors try to identify the magic pills that guarantee unlimited leads and the ability to close all big deals. The magic pills simply don't exist, and they're really not necessary if your company sticks to the basics of selling. Products and services need to offer the right value and be marketed to the right people. Managers need to focus on the essentials and then in the details and not the other way around.
Hi, I'm Hope Shields, and I will be discussing how you can use this book in a real-life example and a personal story. And to begin, we will start with the strengths and weaknesses of sales reports, as it says in the book. So some things I found interesting when I was reading is companies use sales reports to compare sales per year, measure monthly achievements and annual quotas, rank sellers based on how much they have increased their sales over previous periods, and calculate the percentage achieved. While these documents are essential, but many organizations stopped posting or distributing them after 2008 during the financial crisis. With sales plummeting, corporate leaders chose a parental approach and decided not to embarrass their teams by reporting poor results. They also reduced the consumption of the reports pragmatically and reconfigured compensation plans to retain their best employees in difficult economic times. So, to go off that, my dad owns a small roofing company in Florida, and during the 2008 economic downturn, he also experienced low sales, low percentages, people wanting to quit. And even though you would think it's a roofing company, and just because times are bad in the economy, you still need a roof. It actually did not go that way. And so while reading this book, I realized some things that he could have done and can still do to better his company. And so I will read now some challenges and solutions that the book goes over and what I will tell my dad. So sales management encompasses more than just selling. A leader deals with a large to-do list that includes building a sales-oriented corporate culture, conducting strategic planning, setting goals, and explaining team accountability. So one thing that I noticed with my dad is that, of course, their end goal is to put on as many good roofs as they can and get the best output as they can in the weekly basis that they do. But one thing I noticed that he doesn't do is that he doesn't really plan from day to day what he's going to do. He kind of just sends his team and does it. And so I think that if he were to put a plan out and showed everybody of his workers and his staff, this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it, it could go a lot better. Some more things I think he could do is, by managing his company, he needs to address human resource concerns such as hiring, training, setting rewards for goals, education, and maintaining a good internal environment, including layoffs. To establish this management structure and increase sales of your team, focus on these areas: leadership and sales culture, talent management, and keeping the right people in the right places. For instance, I think his sales team should be going to people that they know are going to want a roof and not to people who just got a roof by another bid by a competitor. And I also think that for hiring roofing people, they should go through a background check and all things that I don't know you would do for roofing, but I'm sure my dad knows. And talent management, make sure that they are fit to go on a roof and fit to put on all these things that construction people need to do. And leadership and sales culture, I think that a person needs to be a leader on each team that goes to each house so they can identify values, goals, and practices that are in the professional field of what my dad does, and so they can put on a good face to people in the outside environment. And yeah, it was very interesting to me while I was reading this book that I related to it so much. And not only that, but with other things that I read in the course, going through it each week about how you can use all these things for small businesses and not even with trying to get a job, but how you can keep a job and get a right job, and you can help along the way. So yeah, thanks.